everybody! Happy New Year! Can you believe it's 2025 already? And of course, if it's the beginning of 2025, this can only mean one thing: sewing plans. That's right, plans for the entire year. Now, you may have noticed that my Sew 9 plans for 2024, they didn't go very well. I made a little video about it, which I will pop a link up above so that you can see. So this year, because I am trying to be a bit more thoughtful about loading my plate up and all the things that I need to get through, I have decided that I am going to do a Sew 9 project, or rather Sew 9 projects. For anybody that doesn't know, so the Sew 9 projects are basically you pick 9 things that you want to make for the entire year and then you work your way through them. This year I have decided to do the Sew 9 project, but I'm going to do it a little bit differently. I would like, for 2025, I would like to learn how to quilt and how to do quilting and how to do patchwork and all the rest of it, and I would like to learn how to do it properly. I can do it badly, that's easy. Doing it well, not in my skill set yet. So that's what I would like to do. And I have picked these Sew 9 projects accordingly. From now on, we shall just call them sewing plans. I have picked these sewing plans accordingly so that I can work up my skills using these 9 projects. I don't know if I'm explaining it very well. Let's have a little look. If it's your first time here, then hello, my name is Philly and I run this channel so that you can see my sewing journey and that you can feel inspired that if I can do it, you can do it. If you would like to follow me more, please do click subscribe, hit the bell button and do all the fancy things that all the other YouTubers ask you to do. Okay, as usual with all of these things, I'm going to have the video running here and the images, and I am going to chat my way through them. As I mentioned, these are the 9 projects that I want to use in order to up my skills in terms of sewing and quilting. 2025 is quilting year. So I've created a Pinterest board of 9 things that I want to do, and I'm going to order them from easiest to hardest. The basis being that I have an easy project like the English paper piecing star. I'm going to make that, and as I learn how to get better at things, I can make the projects bigger and bigger. So this is the EPP star, English paper piecing star. You may have seen it on, not last year's Christmas video, but the Christmas before. I had a go at making one of these. I was terrible because I didn't understand how to do things properly. And that is the whole point of this year. I want to learn to do it properly, and I want to be slow, and I want to be methodical, and I want to really understand it before I move on to the next stage of the technical ability. Does that make sense? So the second project, that was number 1, was the star. The second project are these coasters. I might not use them as coasters. It was more the fact that it had 3 different pieces to put together. So you've got the diamonds and you've got the 4-sided, oh, hang on. Yeah, so you've got diamonds in different shapes making the stars, and then you've got the basically you've got a lot of piecing to put together. So I thought that maybe using those skills, learning how to place different shapes together to make one pattern would be a really good skill. And it's basically just adding up from the star. Like I said, I don't know if I'm going to quilt them or not. This one, I will put all the links below for all of the examples that I've given you so far. But these ones look like, I'm not convinced how tidy they are. So we'll see how we go on that one. And project number 3, I am very excited about. I couldn't find a very good website that explained how to do it, but I did find a picture on Pinterest, which is this one. And it's basically creating an English paper pieced patchwork and using that as an applique to fix my very ripped jeans. Like, you know, when jeans are at the point where they've got rips in them. They're like, oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I've got ripped jeans, I'm really cool. And then all of a sudden they're like massive gapy holes. Well, I've got to massive gapy hole stage, so I need to fix them. But I really liked the idea of doing a patchwork applique over the top to fix it. And I've also got some of the Lucy and Yak fabric that I used. I think I will use that in order to create a really pretty pattern. Okay, the next one, I've forgotten what number we're on, 4 maybe? 4 I think. The next project, so I bought a jumper for Christmas because I was going to use my silhouette and some t-shirt vinyl in order to make like a nativity outline on it, and then it was going to be a Christmas jumper, but I never got around to the project because I didn't have enough time on my hands. So I thought, well, I could still use the jumper and I can upcycle it and have a quilting block on the front. So this was my original picture, but actually I think there is an adult version, and I like the colours of that one. The jumper that I've got is black, so it won't really matter what colours I put on it, as long as they're cohesive together. But I think it looks really, really cool. I really like it. I don't like it for that much money though. So I think by now I should, once I've done all of those projects, and I am going to do them all in order as well, I should be able to have enough skill to be able, so I will have done English paper piecing, and I will have done some like standard quilting blocks, or at least one standard quilting block. The next project is some cushions for my caravan. I really love the hexagons. I don't know why, I've got a thing for hexagons all of a sudden, but I really like the idea of making some hexagon cushions. What have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, well, 2 sofas at the back and one like L-shaped sofa at the front in the caravan. So I would like to make 2, 4, 6, 8 cushions, between 6 and 8 cushions. And I would love to be able to do it by hand as well. So I definitely want to make some of these. I don't know how I feel about the colours, and I'm definitely not sure about the back on this one, but I like the idea of having, like, it's a straightforward, I think it's straightforward just putting them all together, but in principle, in theory, well, yeah, in theory it sounds really nice. In principle, I don't know how long it will take me, but we will soon find out. So now we're on to some of the quilts that I want to do. Now I estimate that all of those projects up to now will take me till sort of like February, March time, hopefully, which means I've got like 9 months to be able to focus on some actual proper big quilts. This is the first of the projects that I want to do. This is the heart quilt, but it looks really straightforward. Like, it's just 2 pieces put together and then the next 2 pieces put together. So it looks like it should be really straightforward. That's the aim and the intention anyway. I think probably the biggest thing I'm going to struggle with when it comes to making quilts is getting my head around how much fabric I need. That's going to be my biggest thing. And I know that there's a lot of, like, you can buy quilting patterns, and I'm definitely going to have to follow those just to be able to find out how much to buy, because I don't want to be wasteful, but at the same time, like, I'm not great at, considering I've got a degree in interior design, I'm not great at putting like 20 or 30 different patterns together, which is exactly what quilting is, isn't it? It's all making like a cohesive colour palette. So I'm probably going to have to magpie people's specific designs and their exact patterns so that I can make sure that I get enough fabric and I get the right amount and all the rest of it as well. But in terms of the beginner quilts that I want to do for 2025, I think I've gone for not simple, that's not the right phrase, straightforward shapes and straightforward assembly, hopefully. Anyway, here's the second one. This is it's called a tumbling block, and basically it's just where you can put the colours in the right order. Again, it's only one shape, but where you lay it and by using the different colours, it can have a really nice sort of 3D effect, which again, I'm trying really hard to manage my own expectations and to understand that my skills and abilities are not there. So don't push yourself too much. Don't fail yourself before you've even tried. So that's going to be the next quilt. This one, so this is the first of two from Tales of the Cloth, something like that. I'll put, again, like I said, I'll put the link down below. This is the plus quilt. Now, I found this plus quilt on the Last Homely House by Kate. Last Homely House is a YouTube channel. I'll pop a link up. And she just does the most, she's amazing. I want to be like her when I grow up. She's really, really cool. And this pattern looked so straightforward, but basically, you know, she's been making these pluses, which are just like little house shapes. Again, one shape to put together, and that should be easy. Basically, the pluses seem really straightforward, but because it's English paper piecing, again, it means that I can make like random pluses anywhere, anytime, and it's not I don't have to get the sewing machine out, and I don't have to get all the equipment out, and I don't have to like make sure none of the kids are walking around on the floor when I'm cutting out fabric and stuff like that. So I'm thinking that all of these projects are going to be a lot more manageable around a really busy house than dressmaking would be. Okay, and the final quilt. Right, bear with, because I understand that this picture makes it look quite intimidating, but it isn't. It's just two shapes, and that's it. Two shapes, a diamond and a hexagon, and then you just put them in order. You put 3 diamonds together, then you put 3 more diamonds together, and then you put a couple of hexagons in, and then you do that in a row, and then you put that row next to the other row, and then you put those rows next to those rows. Done. Realise I've made it sound a lot easier than it actually is, and I am, like I said, I am trying to manage my expectations, but rationally, that's not difficult, is it? Those are all my projects for 2025. I have realistic expectations that I should be able to do that. I've resisted temptation. I mean, it's only the 3rd of June. No, it's not the 3rd of June. It's only the 3rd of January, and I've already resisted temptation not to get started on some of them already. I've been like, no, I've got to film it before I get started. But I've got a whole load of fabric from the video that you will have seen last, or maybe the time before. I've got time, I've got inclination, and I think that I have selected enough manageable projects that this shouldn't be too overwhelming. They should be quite, I should be sort of like engaged enough to be able to move on with them to when we get to the big quilts, and then hopefully I'll be so desperate to like get going on the quilts that that will come really quickly and really easily as well. I really do feel like I just need a year off from dressmaking. I will definitely still be doing dressmaking. I bought, what did I buy the other day? A Lyra Tilly and the Buttons pattern. Can't remember which one it was, but it was a Tilly and the Buttons, and it was on Amazon on their Prime Day. So I bought that, and I was like, oh well, I will get round to it, but I'm in no rush now. There's no expectation for me to have to make stuff that I need to wear, or that the children need to wear, or anything like that. I can just take these projects as slowly or as quickly as I like, and yeah, hopefully that will bring some joy and bring some happiness. And if I can get really good at quilts, that would be amazing, because they are just so beautiful, and it's just such a talent that people have to be able to do that. My brain doesn't always work in like a assembly sort of way. I'm very much hands-on. I have to be doing rather than thinking logically about it. I'm a doer, not a planner, is what I'm saying. So I am looking forward to being able to do and plan. So with all my plans for 2025 wrapped up, I would absolutely love to know what you're going to be making for this year, or whether you've got a focus of what you would like to do more, whether you'd like to do more crochet, more knitting, whether you'd like to spend more time embroidering, whatever you would like to do, I would love to hear about it. So please do pop some comments below. Let me know what you're up to. This is what I will be up to. And so if you need to know where I am at any given time, I'll be sat at a bus stop sewing some bits together. I'll be sat in the car sewing some bits together. I'll be sat watching TV sewing some bits together. Oh, I have to tell you about this program that I've been watching. It's called Champions, the Final Gallop. No, what is it called? Champions something or other Gallop, can't quite remember what the full title was, but it's about horse racing it's on ITVX, go watch it. We went to the races, we went to Newbury races just between Christmas and New Year. It was just amazing. It was the best fun and it was fantastic and it was great, and no horses got hurt. So I was very, very happy about the fact that everyone came off completely unscathed. That was nice, and that made the day much more enjoyable. But then I got really into it and I was like, I've got no idea about horse racing as a sport. So then I found this, and so I started watching that, and I was sewing at the same time, and I was like, oh, this is really handy that I don't need to pull everything out, that I can just do some hand sewing whilst watching TV. Well, I mean, I know obviously we do sewing at the sewing machine whilst watching TV, but to be able to do it like at 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night and not wake anybody up, amazing, fantastic. I think I'm going to get very into English paper piecing and get very, very into hand sewing. I can't wait. Right, that's enough rambling from me. Thank you so much for watching. As always, if you need me, I'm going to be sat putting some diamonds together like you do. See you soon, everybody. Bye.